Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is, wherever you're watching. This is THFC Till I Die, the home of Spurs past, present, and some future by the looks of things. You're also very welcome to episode 375 of Daniel Levy's Flying Circus, also known as Tottenham Hotspur. And the reason for this short broadcast tonight is, as you probably all heard, Julian Nagelsmann will not be coming to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, there's a number of theories going around about this. Some of them have to be true, but there's an awful lot of stuff that isn't. And before we get into that, we'll just have a see who's in the chat tonight before we start discussing the latest debacle to hit Tottenham. We'll start off with a lot of comments here I'll go through. THFC Till I Die, asked Dermot, saying a big up Philip and everyone, please like, subscribe and get your membership. It does help, absolutely. Thanks, Dermot. And Tequila 316, really, I'm done with this club for a while, lads. Yeah, I know. I mean, well, you know, the timing of all this is so poor as well. We're on the verge of the eve of one of our biggest games of the season, where a win tomorrow can virtually guarantee us European football, and all this comes out and takes away completely from that, you know. And the Tequila again says, Poch and Nagelsmann for me, I'm both gone. Well, one of them is definitely gone, and the second one probably is. Let's see, yeah, sorry, there's a lot of comments here, so I'm just trying not to miss everybody, you know. Tequila reckons it'll be Rodgers. Please, no, don't want to see Brendan Rodgers at all. Terry Wright, big up everyone. And Tequila saying hi, Terry. And FDSN, Colin, hiya, Colin, how's it going? You're lucky you don't have this problem at Manchester United. Well, you did have, but not anymore. Hi, Colin, says Tequila. And Terry Wright saying hi, Tequila, hope you're well, mate. Everyone just saying hello to each other here. And the key, this is, it wasn't until I heard this news, mate, no idea where we go from here. Well, we'll try and give a little bit of insight into that now in a couple of minutes. Terry Wright saying, I have a funny feeling Mason is going to get the job, especially if he wins the next 3 games. Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think so, to be honest with you. Tom Markinen is saying, big up, I'm pretty speechless. Tottenham mess, Spurs. Nagelsmann was never wanted. Wise man rejected Levy, who wanted too much control, is my guess. We will probably never know, Tom. We'll probably never know. And this is an Arsenal fan saying, you're very welcome, Nomsa Natuli. Hi, sir, Arsenal fan here. I hear Vieira's available. You need to do a team clear out too. Yeah, well, we've been discussing that ad infinitum for the last few weeks about who we want to get rid of and who we want in. Patrick Vieira, no, I think he can say an Arsenal legend. I don't think we want him. And Tom is saying again, me too, Terry, right? Big up, Tom. And Terry's saying to Nomsa, hey, we have Dyer available. Yeah, maybe Arsenal want to buy a new centre back. Yeah, we start to spike their campaign for next year to sign Eric Dyer, you know. And this is from the Bertie Hotspur. Big up, guys. Mason in, Levy out. Well, I think that makes your point very clear there. And also, what is Levy cooking? Raw egg and this electric is on the blink. I don't know what it is. Circus or Levy, yeah. And my comment about Daniel Levy's Flying Circus is maybe for the older viewers who might have remembered the classic comedy series Monty Python's Flying Circus, which often made more sense than what's going on at Tottenham at the moment. And new comments are, here we are. Yeah, Tom is saying, if that was Monty Python's, perhaps someone would be saying, stop, too silly. Yeah, true enough, true enough. And the disabled team is saying, hi, Philip, hope you're well. Sorry to hear about Nagelsmann. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, you might not have a choice who you get in, I'm afraid. Well, you know, it's Dyer, you're having a laugh. He's pony. Yeah, we all know that. Now, listen, this is what has happened today. For those of you that are just maybe coming in or just got up or going to bed or whatever, Alistair Gold, who we all know is quite close to the club, posted earlier today that Nagelsmann is not being considered for the vacant head coach post, and the club insists they have not met him and do not intend to. Now, that flies in the face of what we've been seeing on social media for the last couple of weeks, since last 3 or 4 weeks, in fact, since he left Bayern Munich, that the Spurs were interested in giving him the job. And there was talk that the reason he wouldn't commit was there was no director of football being sorted out. There was this, there was that, there was the other. And, you know, this is what's come out now. But the Spurs are now saying that they didn't meet him. Now, does that mean they didn't meet him personally and they've had discussions with his representatives, or are they just saying they had no discussions with him or anybody to do with him? And that's the bit I think we need to get clarified. Because also, on the completely other side of the fence, unnamed sources are claiming just the opposite, that Spurs have made contact and that it's the unfilled director of football situation that has caused the present predicament, right? So who do you believe, right? Now, listen, we're no fans of Daniel Levy here, right? But I've been thinking about this for the last hour, and I could be completely off the mark here, right? But the way I'm looking at this thing is, this is what I think. If Spurs have talked to Nagelsmann and are now denying it, right? All Nagelsmann has to do is to confirm there were talks and make Spurs look like liars. Now, I know Daniel Levy and the board have made some horrendous decisions in the past, but would they actually say they hadn't met Nagelsmann if they had, knowing full well that it could be blown out of the water in the next couple of weeks by all Nagelsmann's people have to say is, yes, we did have talks with Tottenham. And that's the confusing thing now, really. You know, I think the club have to clarify this. Have they actually, they say they haven't met him, right? Now, meeting is different from talking. You can talk on a Zoom call without meeting somebody. So I think we need clarification there. What is the situation? Have we met him? Has he turned us down over Zoom? That's another theory, that he just turned us down because we're not good enough for him. And who knows? Who knows? But it's just so soul destroying on a Friday night before a big match to have to come out and talk about this thing again, where the board looked like. Now, again, I'm giving them a pass on this. I don't think they'd be so stupid as to downright lie about something like this, but they've handled it very badly, and they should clarify the situation immediately. Now, just before I go on to who the next victim is has been talked about that's coming to the team, I'll just read out a few more comments. And again, a lot of these are just saying hello to each other. So I'll just go down to the ones that have got mentioned something about the. This is what Tom Markham is saying. He met them, but they didn't meet him. A no-look meeting. Yeah. Well, they're on one side of the wall shouting across to the other without actually meeting. It's chaotic. And Kate Boxell, hiya Kate, is saying Levy will not pay the 10 million compensation, not a chance. But 10 million is not a big compensation. That's the strange thing. It is not big. There's been far bigger compensations paid. Look what Bayern Munich paid to get Nagelsmann. A world record 25 million or something like that. So anyway, that's the comments. Now we're just going to go. Oh yeah, this is one more comment about the Bayern situation from Ed M. The thing is, without Bayern's permission, they can't talk directly to Nagelsmann, so everything is done through intermediaries. Yeah, that's the thing. That's where I think they're covering themselves. They have actually talked to intermediaries, but they haven't talked directly to Nagelsmann. And right enough, strictly speaking, he's on gardening leave from Bayern Munich, I think, and as such, they're entitled to. They're still paying him. So they're entitled to compensation when he actually does get another job. But anyway, we shall see what happens. Now, Jim Boxell, the Spurs till I die. Hi, Jim. He's saying, hi, Philip, on this happy Friday as a Spurs fan. Jesus. Yeah, it's not a happy Friday. It's not happy Friday at all. And Mia is saying, hey, Mia, all media spin, in my opinion, is to do with the director of football. Well, the director of football situation does appear to be very, very central to all that's going on at the moment. And there's another name that's actually come into the hat for that this evening. I just read about it before I came on. It's a guy, I don't really follow Italian football. Maybe some of the Italian experts could fill me in on this guy. He's the Roma director of football, which means he's working with Jose Mourinho. It's a guy called Tiago Pinto. He is now in the frame for the Spurs game, Spurs DOF job, along with about 750 others, it seems. So we'll see. And Kate is saying, we will go for a freebie like Rodgers. No, I think I would lose all faith in human nature if Brendan Rodgers becomes our manager. I'll take any of the other candidates like Xavi Alonso or Vincent Kompany, even though he's tied up at Burnley now. The guy that I'm going to mention now in a minute seems to be the new favourite. And, we'll have to see. Now, Tim Boxall again. Philip, new manager will be Mason, so Levy saves a few quid. I know this is going to happen. Yeah, Mason is too young for a job this good, this big. He might come back in a few years' time when he's cut his teeth on the championship or something like that, So we'll have to see. And the disabled team is saying Victor Orta is available. Yeah, he's another name. Again, a guy I know nothing about. I really only keep my soccer watching to the Premiership and the Scottish League. I don't really watch much other. Well, Graham Potter, no thanks, guys. I don't think even Harry Potter couldn't do a job with us. Never mind Graham Potter. Kate is saying, cheers, Terry. Now, this is the latest rumor that's coming out. The search has now moved on to another unnamed Bundesliga boss, right? Unnamed was in the comments, but it appears it may be Vincent Glasner of Frankfurt. So anyone that follows the Bundesliga that might have an opinion on Vincent Glasner, please put it in the chat there, because we've got now. I saw the list of candidates there this evening. Xavi Alonso was on it. Who else? Now we had Brendan Rodgers, obviously. We had this guy Glasner. We had another guy from Spain whose name just escapes me at the minute. And but again, this is there. If you looked at the social media tonight, you could have 6 different posts about this particular Spurs manager situation, and all 6 of them are saying something different. There is no continuity. There is nobody agreeing with each other. It's everybody hearing a bit of a story, adding to it, putting it out there and saying, that's it, this is what's going to happen. And it's getting very, very confusing. Personally, I only believe a transfer or a managerial appointment when I see him standing there at Hotspur Way with the jersey or shaking hands with Daniel Levy. Then I'll believe it. Until then, and the sad thing is, look what we've got. We've got one of the biggest games of the season tomorrow against Aston Villa. And what a great preparation for a must-win game. Really, it's sad that we're probably going to have to sit through 90 minutes of torture tomorrow because let's face it, Villa could do a Newcastle on us very easily. And I hope that Ryan Mason has now got the squad working together after the win last week. And they realise just how important this game is tomorrow. We beat Villa tomorrow. We're 6 points ahead of them with a superior goal difference. They win, they're level with us with a couple of games to go. And we have to play Brentford at home, which is no mean team to beat, and Leeds away, who could possibly need points on the last day of the season to survive in the Premiership. So that's why tomorrow is so important. It'll give us a little bit of breathing space, and hopefully that we will get the win tomorrow. But listen, is there anyone else? I see there's any comments now coming in on the chat. The disabled team is saying, I think media and journalists are just clutching at straws. They are, absolutely, they are. And Kate is saying to hijack Poch. Do you know something? Like my feelings on Pochettino are well known. I love the guy to bits. I'd love to see him back at Tottenham. Not just yet, because there's too many of the players that shafted him the first time around still there. But I'm coming to the conclusion now, if Levy has any sense, you pick up the phone tonight and give Poch a ring and say, never mind going to that other circus down the road, Chelsea, who are a bigger circus than we are at the moment. Come back to Tottenham where you'll get a fantastic reception from the fans. And I'm sure Poch would jump at it, because until he signs on the dotted line for Chelsea, they have no hold on him. So we can but hope. And I know that a lot of fans would like to see Poch back at the club. And Paul G is saying, good evening, one and all. Good evening, Paul. Terry Wright. Poch is like Obi-Wan. He's our only hope. yeah, true enough. He might well be. Disabled team is saying, you will beat Leeds, Philip, no danger there. I don't know. One thing you can always be rely on Tottenham for. If another team needs something badly enough and they're playing Tottenham, they'll probably get it. It just depends what Spurs turns up on the day, So we'll see. And Kate is saying he's magic, Yeah, that's an old chant that used to go around the ground. And I think a lot of people would like to see it coming back again, So maybe it will. Maybe it will. There is what else was I going to say? I'm kind of stuck for words here now. I'm so disappointed the way things are going, And Ellie is saying, hi Ellie, you're back. I hope your husband was okay in the hospital today. So Ellie's saying, yes, hijack Poch, I second that. Would it be a lovely one if Chelsea fans are going around now saying, oh yeah, we're going to get Pochettino. If Spurs actually hijacked it, wouldn't it be fantastic? It would pay them back in some way for the Willian transfer there about 10 years ago. Do you remember when he was going to sign for us and he buggered off down the road in a taxi and signed for Chelsea? So it's you never know. You never know in this game. But anyway, listen, this story is going to run and run for another few days. I think what we would need to do though is tie somebody down before the end of the season, or as soon as the last match of the season is in 2 weeks' time. Let's have the manager installed. One, it might make Harry Kane sign his new contract if he's happy with the vision that the new manager has. It means we can start preparing for next season early. Like the problem we had 2 years ago when Mourinho went, we had no close season really because it took us so long to appoint Nuno. That can never happen again. We have to get a manager in before the end of May. That's imperative. And that's only 2.5 weeks away. So, I think I'll just read out the last few comments here and then I'll finish this one off and say it was only going to be a short comment. And this one is from, Kate again saying Chelsea fans are panicking. I hope they are. I mean, after 6 defeats and a win in the last 7 matches, they've every reason to panic, And then Colin is saying, I don't see Poch going back to Spurs. Well, I'm probably clutching at straws here by saying Poch will be back. But I'm just saying that now, after what's happened today with Nagelsmann, isn't this a great opportunity for Daniel Levy to gain a bit more respect and a bit more believability with the fans if he actually went and rang Poch? Because if you can believe what is said, Poch has not been contacted. Not at all. And I find that quite hard to believe. I would have thought he would have been the first person that Daniel Levy would have talked to sound him out, even to say, "Are you interested?" He obviously hasn't even done that, you know. And this is Ellie saying that would be the ultimate slate on Chelsea. Be Nick Poch from under their noses. It would absolutely would be. It'd be brilliant. And the disabled team saying that's a good point, Philip. Where does this leave Kane? Now, are you still confident he will still stay? Now, Harry Kane was making kind of conciliatory noises in interviews during the week, and it looked to me as if he was leaning towards might be staying, right? But if this shit show continues anymore, he's got one season to go, right? Now, we might end up him running down the contract, which means we'll get at least one more season out of him. Well, I also hear today that Man United are thinking of bidding 80 million for Harry Kane. Now, I don't think that'll be accepted. I think he's more or less laid down the law that 100 million from a Premiership club it'll take him to buy Harry Kane. So we hope that Harry Kane will stay. Who knows what's going through the man's head, really, at this stage? You know, I don't know what I'd do if I was Harry Kane. I really don't, even though I love Spurs, and so does he. And we need a director of football too. That's it, Paul. Yeah, the director of football seems to be crucial to a lot of this, you know. And then Kate is saying again, they were calling TalkSport tonight, worried Poch will go home to the mighty Spurs. 2 and 2 sometimes does make 4. Let's hope, you know. Again, I said I've got some reservations about Poch coming back, but I think at this stage now, I'd welcome him with open arms, because he might bring a bit of continuity and a bit of stability to the club. It's what we need. We don't want another manager coming in that'll stay 18 months and then bugger off somewhere else. Kate is saying, Levy is stick. Poch is the only way to win fans back around. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Tequila is saying, Levy putting his personal pride over the club's future by not even contacting Poch. Apparently they are still good friends. So that's a funny one. You know, maybe professionally they don't contact each other, but on a personal basis, they are supposed to be friends. So, but like, Daniel, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you're not, would you ever just find Pochettino's number in your little black book, give him a call tonight and tell him you want him back, the fans want him back, the club needs him back, and Chelsea can go to hell. And Tequila is saying, bring it, Mia, come at me, bro, about Poch. You ain't got the mineral. Oh, here we go again. This was on last night. I still don't understand what is going on about this, so I'll leave that one to you. And Jim Boxall is saying, if Kane goes to Man United, not Kate, that's your wife. If Kane goes to Man United, he is not guaranteed to win anything. That's true, yeah. I mean, if you look back a couple of years ago, Manchester United were in the same shit show that we are at the minute. When they had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and manager and that Rangnick fella, you know. So we're not the only ones who've been in this situation. And Tequila is saying, woods are burning outside. I'm ready in the Starbucks. I'll leave that between you, lads. I'll leave that between you. And has Kane demanded, this is Dragon D's nuts. How you doing, lad? Has Kane demanded Mason get the job? I don't know. He's made some very conciliatory comments about Ryan Mason. But like, Ryan Mason is younger than some of the players, and I don't think that always works, you know. Ryan Mason will be a good manager, but maybe just not yet. And Kate Boxall is saying amen, Philip. And there we go again with Mia. Ellie, trust me, I enjoy bashing Chelsea. Oh, we all do. We absolutely all enjoy bashing Chelsea, you know. And he's, oh, there we go. Tequila is calling him a wrong one. Interesting. And Kate is saying, I think Kane would stay if Mason gets the job. There you go. I mean, it's possible that at this stage you can rule nothing in and nothing out as regards Tottenham Hotspur, and that is probably the wrong way to be. We should like we're now, how long since Conte left? Is it 6 weeks? I've lost count. And we don't seem to have really approached anybody yet, really properly, you know. Anyway, folks, listen. I think with one more comment to come here, and it's from Terry Wright. Kane would definitely stay if Poch comes back. Yeah, well, that's true. That is very true. I think of Harry Kane now. He's only behind Alan Shearer. He's gone past Wayne Rooney's goal scoring. He's not that far behind Alan Shearer. I hope he does stay, obviously, and I hope that he breaks more records. He scored in more games than any other player of the season. That includes the freak up at Manchester City, Haaland, you know. And before, just Ellie is saying we are the Chelsea haters. That's true. That's true. Anyway, listen, lads, that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you don't like to hit the like button there, it helps our algorithms and gets us moves up the charts a wee bit with YouTube. And also, there's memberships available. It's all in the community center there, community chat. And we'll be back tomorrow, Dermot and myself. We're going to do the around the grounds at 2:45, which will be some very interesting games tomorrow. And we'll be watching one of the games. Now, I don't know if Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham are actually on any of the legitimate channels tomorrow. We might be able to get a stream or something to watch them. But away to Villa, it's going to be a tricky one. And if we get 3 points, I think it'll take away a bit of the sting away of what's happened to us over the last few hours. And as always, we're probably sick of saying it at this stage, but please, please, please stay safe. Daniel Levy, please get your finger out and get us a new manager quickly, right? And the players, please play tomorrow. Like, we know you can play. 3 points tomorrow will be absolutely brilliant, and would also nearly guarantee us football in Europe next season, which is really what we all want. So finishing off with that. So come on, you Spurs, as always, and see you soon.